Good evening. My name is Brien. I'm the CEO of Universal McCann, and I'm very pleased to be able to welcome you all here this evening. I'm standing in this evening for Mark Rosenthal, who's the Chairman and CEO of IPG Media. On behalf of Mark, I'm very pleased to be able to welcome you all here this evening to our Emerging Media Lab.
The lab really brings together all the ingredients that drive and accelerate innovation for our clients. This space is really supposed to serve as kind of a magical enabler to make all this stuff happen, where technology, content, and media come together. It really just reflects how rapidly things are changing. Change is what we're all about, and we're about making that happen for our clients.
Change is something that's challenging all of us in the marketing space, and most importantly, our client partners. It's a reflection of what's taking place in the media landscape. The growing number of complexity, the speed, the competitiveness of what's happening in the media world. It forces us to think how we're engaging with consumers and how we move beyond a traditional role of media efficiency and the experts within that very traditional environment, and saying how we increasingly think about marketing breakthrough through integrated marketing communications. A bridge between the consumers of today and the way they're going to be living their lives tomorrow. So the lab is going to be a very physical and a virtual place that people can experience and, most importantly, enjoy the experience of all of this change without it being intimidating. So now I'd like to introduce a very special guest, which is Michael Roth, the Chairman and CEO of the Interpublic Group.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Let me take this opportunity first to thank Nick, Greg, Ruben, and Laurie for putting this all together. I mean, this is a fantastic display of when intelligent people who get it put together something that's necessary in the marketplace. And I have to tell them that, when they first came forth with this proposal of what they wanted to do, we sort of were reluctant about committing capital to do this. But in reality, I strongly believe in what we did here. So it was a much easier sale than you thought. But it's certainly the fruits of what you've done is terrific. So congratulations to the whole team for what you've done. Thank you. What this does is it recognizes the tremendous changes that are happening in media. And more importantly, it recognizes our commitment to providing the resources to our clients, our partners, and our associates to bring to the marketplace the competitive environment, the things that are necessary and the things that are going on right now that challenge the creativity of all of us to get our message across in terms of a brand and touching base with our consumers in a much more efficient and effective way. Fortunately, I just came back from Davos, and all they did was talk about digital media and the new media that's out there. And of course, it all started with the internet, but now we have MP3 players, we have digital DVD and TV, and all the other areas in which we can get our messages across. And the most important thing that we learned is that it has to be relevant, it has to be timely, and it has to be able to provide some feedback so we know that it's actually working. And what this lab does for us, it enables us to test, to pilot, to get reactions, and to provide a sounding board to see what's going on in the marketplace so that we can develop the kind of tools that are necessary to measure the effectiveness of what we're doing to reach out to the consumers. Because consumers today are more knowledgeable than ever before. They want to know, how is this relevant to them? They want access to it immediately. And on the good side of this, the consumer, if they're looking at this, they know that what they want and this message has to be exactly relevant to what they're seeking. And this provides the bond and trust that's necessary to develop a brand and a long-term relationship. So we're going to learn a lot from what's going on here. And that's why this is so special for us, to be on the leading edge of putting together the media offerings that are going to be necessary in the future. So since this is a very special event, we thought we'd have a special guest speaker with us. So I'm particularly excited to introduce to you the former Vice President of the United States, Al Gore. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for that standing ovation. I'm very grateful. Emerging media, to me, represents a topic that is closely connected to the health and viability and sustainability of our democracy. I really believe that. And we sometimes naturally overlook the importance of the media in the way we communicate with one another and make decisions together and choose our own destiny as a nation and as a civilization. But actually, if you go back through the history of our country, it was the communications revolution that occurred just a few centuries before America, triggered by the printing press, that made it possible for individuals to create compelling expressions of what was going on in their lives and share it with others in a way that absolutely changed the world. And so it's extremely wise that this group would take the lead in creating a lab where these new combinations, these new synergies, these new ways of exploring how the new media fit together can be studied carefully on behalf of your clients and on behalf of the advertising community, but on behalf of all of us. What is going to work the best? So I want to close just by saying that as a participant in this this new communications revolution, I personally am excited by this emerging media lab, and I'm grateful to the Interpublic Group for leading it and making it possible, and for all of those, many here, who are supporting it. And I really believe it is a privilege to be alive in this day and age when this kind of exciting new development is just exploding all over the place. And I do hope that as we explore it and co-develop it together, that we keep our eyes on that larger mission of how it can breathe new life into our democracy. Thank you for having me here. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that great insight into what's going on in the emerging market and media environment. This is an exciting time, I can tell you, and I can just tell by looking at the room here how everyone is excited about the opportunities that all of this creates to communicate a message, and that's what it's all about. What's the most effective way to communicate the message? And one of the things that is most important here is an element of trust, and I think we all have a duty since we are embarking on a whole new world and how we communicate, that we make sure we are given a level of trust here in terms of what we communicate and what the content is on all these different media avenues. And I'm sure we will continue to recognize the important role we play in the more global perspective of what's going on. So I thank you for all your exciting and participation and your coming here this evening to see this. I look forward to meeting with all of you and helping in any way we can to get that message across. We have a lot of talented people who are committed to helping you do what you have to do. And thank you again and enjoy the evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is great.